Hi everyone. Well, by day, I work full-time at EMC Corporation, it's the largest employer in the state. And then I have my other hat after I leave EMC, and that is personal branding. So, without further ado, our current situation. The graduates in the 2007 class, 60% of them did not have a job when they graduated. Now, some of you are seniors, so you know that job market's very competitive, and it's always going to be even more competitive. You know, some people enter graduate school about 20%, but then you have almost 50% that are still searching for a job. And of course, we all want jobs. We're all entrepreneurs, but we all have to start somewhere. And the solution is personal branding. Personal branding origins. 1997, Tom Peters wrote an article for Fast Company magazine. He said that no matter what age you are, no matter what organization you are, you should be the chief marketing officer for the brand called you. We're all free agents. There's no did with personal branding. March 14th is when I started all of this. Personal branding blog. So what the blog did was my way of forming a network around what I was interested in. I took a niche, something that not a lot of people were talking about. It was a niche off of business, and then marketing, and then branding, and now personal branding. And I used a lot of what I learned throughout college as some of the posts that I would write. And while I was doing this, I was forming relationships with different people who were already experts in personal branding and related fields. So Tom Peters, William Arruda, Peter Montoya, and others that already had some of this knowledge that they could share with me. So I connected through email, through phone, and other means in order to interact with them and gain some of that knowledge. At the same time, I was going through other blogs, reading what other people were saying, commenting on what they were saying, performing link exchanges to gain traffic to my site. And through months and months, I progressed into my next phase, which was the Personal Brand Awards. Now, the Personal Brand Awards was another marketing piece. It was not only another marketing piece, but it helped me network. The blog was the first form of network to build a community around people that were interested in the same subject I was interested in. And I knew that from different comments that I would leave. I knew that from different emails I would receive from the people who would view my blog. Personal Brand Awards was my form of giving recognition to different people for being distinct brands online and performing some of the same offerings that I was. The next thing I did, or at the same time, was personal branding articles. So I was really, basically, all this comes from passion. All of this hard work all comes from passion. If you're passionate about a subject, you should go with it, right? So personal branding articles first started off with about.com. You know, I wanted to start off as a dream, but I realized that I had a network already through my blog because I knew people were interested in my blog, in me, in what I was doing, and in the overall concept. So what I did was I reached out to Guy Kawasaki and a few popular people on the web. And he interviewed Donald Trump, and I had a few other articles on the first issue. The first issue went out August 1st. I raised about $700 for the American Cancer Society through it in 3 weeks with sponsorships and subscription money. There was about 11 authors. The second issue comes out November 1st, and I took it to a whole new level. And how I did this was that the network kept increasing. I had a proven result. So I like to say, this is a case history. I've already done this. Come work with me. This has been successful. I can make you successful. Be part of this. I wasn't paying anyone to do this. This was all interest-based. And this was all personal branding because they saw all the articles I was writing. Everything I was doing, I was leveraging for the site, building and building and building. And so the next issue, I have 37 authors. It's 38 pages. I interviewed the founder of Second Life, and Jack Welch is on the cover. So it's just going to keep progressing like this. It's a quarterly issue, and it is only electronic-based because only what I could possibly handle. Now, at the same time, while I was doing everything, I wrapped it up into danschawbel.com, so yourname.com, which you should buy after this. danschawbel.com represents the future of recruitment. And why I say this is because it has my professional life, my personal life, personal branding, everything I was doing with personal branding, and much, much more. And I wrap that into a compelling story. And there's also a press release that went with that as well. And that got picked up by Fast Company magazine and a few other members of the press. And because of that, a vice president saw what I was doing at EMC, and EMC was moving in the direction of social media, and they saw what I could do and how quick I did it, and they said, okay, we want you. And now I'm doing what I did for fun on the side for my full-time job. So Justin Timberlake, what do we think of when we think of Justin Timberlake? We're going around the room. Anyone else?
Cameron Diaz. Music.
Anyone?
Style. Bringing sex
That's
back.
his brand. Those are his brand attributes. What you're describing is what people think of him, which is his personal brand. The concept. Personal brand describes the process by which individuals differentiate themselves by identifying and articulating their unique value proposition in order to achieve a specific goal. There's three main elements to personal branding. One is value proposition. So this is everything that you are, right? So this includes your strengths, this is your competencies, this is your personality, this is even your appearance. Then you have differentiation. What separates you from everyone else around you? And what I mean by that, what is one unique factor that you have that no one else does? And that's really hard to find. And then marketability. So even if you have all this stuff, it's about communicating it to everyone else. It's about what I just did about a few minutes ago, giving you my story. It's that compelling story that's going to make someone offer you a job, not someone else. Now, let me quickly explain basically what each one does and why it's important to you. Skills is technical competencies, in other words. So this is what software do you know. Basically, are you a good writer? Are you good at analytics? Any of those type skills, presenting skills, could be any of that. Interests. Interest is obviously very important. It could be what you're interested in school, in terms of a major. It could be what you're interested in outside of school, it could be a hobby. Network. Who in your network, who do you know, basically? Who's in your network that might help you get from at least point A to point B?
What it is it's for two different sets of people. Either you do have your own company or you want to work. So you can say, well, this person's going to work here. I think it's important part of the more you do it, short-term goals. Anybody in your network